Fancy a look at the list, do you? Don't be a stranger, eh? Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
It seems the hideaways
blasted book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, so I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen.
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly, so...
A fried mortar recipe seemed only... Turns out Skyward...
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back...
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go, and if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that.
Trouble with your gear, or something falling, do you? Should last you a good while. Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. Anything else?
Seems the hideaways lost its...
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me.
I can certainly try.
It's not who, but what. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about what my first thought was that they'd taken them off, which almost certainly means they...
Perhaps a visit from Sid.
I don't like to imagine they were in the atrium.
gonna do?
Is everything all right? You seem more...
Oh, I don't know what that means, but oh, I think Nan might be in...
It's all right.
Forker saying she's been selling to but she'd never do business with baddies. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but she'd never give your tongue...
Don't worry.
You let me know...
Of course. Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly.
You're...
What not once.
just...
Oh.
All I know...
And what? You believe it? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest...
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me to doubt.
Aye. No. I reckon you've got better things to do.
Of course.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into time?
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them?
No, but people do things for all sorts of...
Well, I'm going to that trader. He said, so that's where I'm going. I'll find some...
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever...
Oh, right. But that...
I suppose it is.
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his own son's spear.
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they won't...
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just...
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Middledore showed us.
Miss Middledore? And why would she have...
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Middledore said...
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About...
The taking apart was easy enough, but...
Speak for yourself.
You three need to learn to take responsibility. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Every piece has its own role to play. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what... You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support... These round parts are called the pans.
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchen. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. But what if I wanted to weigh goots?
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must... This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that...
You're right. It looks more like a wing.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one?
I'll think about it. Now,
Hold things. So wait, maybe this...
good thinking. This tiny piece is what's called...
I have. Miss Minute.
She puts them in all her inventions.
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move.
I remember the arm moved. When I tried...
Not my fault. You should...
You know what part's supposed to move, and how. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move.
Not a bad idea. You see? So, now that we've taken stock...
I think we've got...
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes...
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it.
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pan.
Very good. Ah.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now.
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol.
You hear that?
Until then, though...
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Is a storm coming, Sid? What?
Well, did you
It was as you thought. The children, they dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my...
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea, although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I shall see that the children are properly...
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva.
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents to war. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd end?
Oh, you've given them far more than that. And I'm
Seems that Midway has lost its appetite.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tyres?
Rutherford. Where would he be at Martha's Rest?
storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Valisthea, the young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know...
So the fabled Sandbricois delicacy is next. Now, Skyworm is somewhat
dragon livers.
One would have thought. The disciples of Baham, I believe the specific dragon.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the Drake's Mint?
Saint's Bonnet in contemporary. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers. I may add that people once believed.
Meaning that if I find one...
Best of luck, Clive. And do...
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canville was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they would allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
You're injured. What happened here?
It's what... There's a village... We can...
I'll go. Rest well, son. You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Right. I got here in time.
Someone there! Please, I can't move my leg!
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. You're with the battalion?
I am.
Taken care of.
Another survivor?
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Tabor is safe. You seem familiar. Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
Wait. That scar.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there, in Cosnis, when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith, when you killed my commander!
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and fight. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it.
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving...
No. I won't be... Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw.
Man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But just know that I will find you, Sid.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them. Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you!
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well. My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city, her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
opportunity. Who among you is both?
Nothing like a little unrest to fill the coffin.
Let the dame hear you say.
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
Milady, I come back.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And...
I thought you might find... Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell the man owes me nothing. Nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the...
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest...
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. Sid and blamed himself for not... I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done. But it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been dealt with.
Yeah, but what if they come back?
To the meadows, then.
Careful.
Socrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. This must be our wyvern. Right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite. Can you blame them?
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honour than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavour and sensation. A graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent? It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
It seems the hideaway's lost its appetite. Can you blame them, with the skies as they are?
Still alive, are you? Going purse weighing you down? Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tyres?
Aye.
fancy silk stained red.
Or the moon, for that matter.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? All done?
Clive! Anything catch your eye? Seen enough?
Back again? Allow me to educate you. Of course. Here you are. Thus ends today's lesson.
Clive, we weren't...
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you a... And though I doubt it's what you were expecting.
A star, Ruby? It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buy.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd a bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is, he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, and when Sid passed away, we were all worried.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the... I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw... And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
Gob will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us. Good. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me...
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I may have tossed a talent or two in it, but those were donations.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a poor...
Oh, so you're fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm... Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all... Thanks to this lump, I sometimes wonder what I pay you for. Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
Huh. I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tires?
Did you hear that Martha's been turning travellers away? Her beds are full of bearers. Around the village, and don't cause no trouble.
Scouts have reported seeing more of Cash. On Rhiannon's ride.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a bandicoot gone blue.
Have you heard the latest from Twinside? That the Empress is no more?
Never trust an owl bearing good news, I say.
My lord, Marquis, is that you?
Finally have a chance to get our country back.
It is you. I am...
Of course.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was so...
1,000.
It's all right.
I am tasked, and what I have, the subsequent, the gear, the rail. You're...
That's,
It...
Alas.
I have labor.
So you want me? I'll need to know.
One?
Doesn't it?
Thank.
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
For a sunny day. Over here!
a blooming thing. All for a sunny day.
Fly, Ambrosia. This won't be easy. But it's certainly quiet. If I were Giant Antelope, it'd seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Get him! Over here! Go, Torgal! This one! Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you got your appetite back. Come on, boy.